Greetings, dear learners. We are now thrilled to learn on the new concept called Kaizen Philosophy in TQM. What is this Kaizen Philosophy? Basically, it's a fundamental concept when it concerns total quality management. This actually aims at improving the processes within your organization, but on a continuous basis. This actually originated way back in the country called Japan, and its sources are from a Japanese term called Kai, which means change, and Zen means good. So we're looking at change that's good, and that's why the term Kaizen. This whole concept emphasizes on systematic as well as an approach that drives to excellence. So let's quickly capture what are the various principles of Kaizen philosophy. Now, they believe in continuous improvement. They believe in making changes on a small level but at a regular periodicity, which will help them make improvements on an ongoing basis. They also have respect for people, which means they believe in empowering people and collaborating with the human resources. They also have certain standard operating procedures for the processes that needs to be consistent in place. Moving ahead, we look at what is the plan, do, check, act, the PDCA cycle. We look at how Deming viewed it as an iterative method to solve potential problems that come across in the process of implementing the PDCA cycle. We look at the Gemba walks, which talks about how do leaders work for certain insights. This actually motivates and helps employees to involve themselves in the process of improving the efficiency and productivity. So looking at Kaizen events, they're just not very intensive, but they're short term. They are also used for cross-functional improvements. This helps them to quickly use them for any kind of problematic scenarios which tries to bring in significant and relevant changes. Let's take a quick look at what are the various tools and techniques for Kaizen. They are called the 5S methodology: the sort, the set in order, the shine, the standardize, and the sustain. So this is basically a systematic approach which helps the organization to keep their workplace very logically patterned and clean. That's exactly why I spoke about sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. This whole concept helps in eliminating waste, streamlining workforces, maintaining cleanliness for the overall and continuous improvement. So let's look at what is this value stream mapping. This is again a tool which helps them to increase the optimum usage of material into the flow. And this helps to identify what is the necessary value or non-value activities which will help them to enhance the process. For example, the process could be old, could be rigid, could not be very user-friendly. Now, due to the implementation of Kaizen, the process becomes interesting, becomes relatable, becomes dynamic, and maybe could even go viral with the concept of sharing it across. We're now looking at Pooka and Kaizen Theon. What is this Pooka and Pooka? Now, this means mistake proofing in Japanese. This involves the concept of designing certain processes and systems so that you can avoid any kind of mistakes or errors. Now, this is done by using some alarms or sensors or even certain visuals to prevent defects and boost quality. I'd like to share a small illustration with you based on this Pooka and Pooka. What is this? If you look at huge industrial manufacturing setups, there are huge machines that keeps moving around. There are vehicles within the industries that are moving around. Now, for pedestrians, especially employees when they're working, they could be unaware. And that's why companies have made examples of situations where they have reflective neon colored uniforms so that they are visible. Probably when they're a pedestrian working and walking around the organization, they have a neon color zebra crossing which helps them to stay alert, and the vehicles that comes knows that somebody is crossing. Likewise, there could be caution alarms that are used, asking them to stop, letting the vehicle move across. Now these are typical examples where sensors are used or alarms are used so that you are able to prevent any kind of accident and boost quality at work. Let's look at Kaizen. This is a mechanism whereby it encourages employees to submit various ideas that help them improve. It also helps them to foster a continuous improvement culture both for innovation as well as efficiency. So what are the benefits? Because of using Kaizen, the quality always goes high, both in terms of products, services, and processes, which helps them to have an increased effectiveness and efficiency level, whereby it keeps their employees engaged as well as the culture of the organization is also met. On that note, there are a couple of challenges. One is people not willing to change, who are not agile, who are limited, who don't believe in the process of unlearning and relearning. It could also be on a personal note of feeling a lack of commitment. They don't believe in the process of change that could enhance creativity or productivity or profit making. They are rigid and they lack commitment. Finally, we also look at resources that can be limited, which could be a very crucial factor as a challenge to implement Kaizen. Thank you for listening.